Sam, and I'm here to talk about the upcoming solar eclipse on October 23rd that will be happening in the sign of Libra in the sidereal zodiac. It will be happening around 6 degrees of Libra in the nakshatra of Chitra. Chitra is the nakshatra that is ruled by a deity called Vishwakarma, who is the celestial architect, and this is a time to build a structure of coherence and continuity, especially as it relates to personal interaction and personal relating. Chitra is half in Virgo, half in Libra. The Virgo part is more mechanical and structural and physical because it's in the earth section, and the Libra section of Chitra is more about building or having that structure be something that preserves human interaction and connection with people and culture and things like that. Now, this is the last eclipse that we're going to be having in Libra for the next 8 to 10 years. And in fact, it's the end of the recent transit of Rahu through Libra, which began in early 2013. Rahu, the North Node, is now actually in Virgo, but the Sun is being eclipsed in Libra, so the Sun and Moon come together in Libra. So it's really an ending of that whole eclipse cycle that we just had happening in Libra. This is the final one. You've probably really noticed a theme of relationship pressure, relationship confusion. And this means relationships of all sorts, not just romantic ones, but with all individuals for the last year and a half or so, actually since early 2013, when Rahu went into when Rahu went into Libra. In fact, even before that, since the end of 2011, when Saturn went into Libra, there's been a lot of relationship pressure. So since November 2011, a lot of relationship issues and pressure, not just romantic, but also business relationships, any kind of relationship where two adults have mutual desires on the line is what Libra is about. Many times those mutual desires revolve around things like if it's romantic connection, sex and whatnot. When two adults get in situations where they have a common goal and a common desire they want to fulfill, and they can only do it with the other person, that's the Libra principle. In a relationship, in a romantic one, of course, it's wanting love and sex and beauty. And in like a business partnership, maybe there's a business goal, it's also very much about Libra. So all of these things have been very, very exacerbated the last year and a half. Actually, the last 2.5 years since Saturn went into Libra. So you may have found romantic relationship pressure, business pressure, especially if you're like an entrepreneur, or even at your job where, learning how to get your needs met with individuals has been an important theme. That will continue to be an important theme. But you're going to understand and notice that it's an ending or like a resolution of a larger theme that started a couple years ago. And you may have, very recently made peace with a certain, recognition of your relationship mistakes, and through this dynamism of the last couple years, made peace with what happened and are ready to move on. So there's a huge kind of unburdening with this solar eclipse. Now, what happens when we have the solar eclipse is Sun, Moon, and Earth all come together in the same point in three-dimensional space, and that's very important because it brings body, mind, and spirit together and brings them into a point of confluence. So it's very sort of congruent and aligned around body, which is your actions, mind, which is how you feel about things, and spirit, which is the larger point. They all come together. Sun, Moon, and Earth relate to spirit, mind, and body. So they all come together in three-dimensional space and galvanize our intention when we have the solar eclipse. So again, the sign of Libra, and also that nakshatra of Chitra, ruled by Vishwakarma, the divine architect, is important. Now, in addition, Venus will also be very close to the eclipse. Venus is the ruler of Libra, so it brings a lot of harmony within that that life lesson, within that dynamic. And also exalted Saturn is still in Libra, so it's a very powerful eclipse, meaning a lot of dignity, planets in good dignity, with a lot of intelligence and a lot of awareness flowing to really help usher in the new phase. And in fact, what's also happening is Saturn is at the very end of Libra as well, and he's about to move into Scorpio. So it's not only the last eclipse in Libra, but it's really like the last couple weeks of Saturn in Libra as well. So all of this relationship pressure is, we're untangling and letting it go right now. So really feel the beauty in that, and really feel a recognition of moving on to the next thing. We've all been it's been a big sort of relationship shakedown the last couple years, where if our relationship was good, we were challenged to really go deeper into it, and if it's not, we were challenged to really try to work on it and really go down to the last wire with how much we can handle. And then if it's just not there to support us, we feel ready to move on and let it go. So those are real big themes right now. So there are 4 planets in that nakshatra of Chitra, so build something constructive, build something of meaning. It's also a very passionate nakshatra. It's a time of passion and joy and creativity. It's also related to things like gemstones and color and creativity in many forms. Again, the Virgo part of Chitra has to do with actually building something structural, something mechanical even, or something solid. Like, for instance, a gemstone comes from the earth. But then the Libra part is actually something beautiful and aesthetic and something that can be enjoyed by all. So these are big themes right now as well for this eclipse. And in particular, building powerful structures that endure with other people, and social circles, and really up-leveling your contribution and building a good culture and society within your mission is also very important. Anyone who is an entrepreneur or who is trying to do things on that level, this is also a very powerful eclipse for galvanizing your intention within your community, especially around key individuals. Setting up triads with key individuals, setting up partnerships, very powerful right now as we move into the next level. Because again, this time next month, Saturn will be in Scorpio after having gone through Libra since the end of 2011. So that's very important. A few other things are with this eclipse that also makes it quite meaningful is Mercury is also in Virgo now. So Mercury is in the sign that it rules. It rules Virgo, so there's a lot of intelligence with Rahu, which is the end of the node that's eclipsing the sun. So a lot of untangling of confusion. Mercury has 2 major forms of balas, 2 major sources of strength, both Uchabala and Chestabala, which is emotional strength and positional strength right now. So we're really reflecting on our inner environment, reflecting on all of the details, slowing down and being very precise with where everything goes. That's why Mercury retrograde is quite powerful, especially when it's in its own sign. So that's also really beneficial, especially since it's ruling Rahu, which is eclipsing the sun. So we're really able to understand and reflect on what the next step is in relative to the themes I just discussed. Of course, we also still have Jupiter in Cancer, where he's in the sign of exaltation, and that leads to a lot of expansion and really brings our teachings into the heart. And we also have Mars is now in Sagittarius, where we're defending a righteous cause and aligned with the highest purpose. So very powerful eclipse right now. And for those of you who are members at my site, you can also get an assessment of this eclipse based on your sign. You can follow a link there to take care of that. But I hope things are going well for you. Leave me some comments. Let me know what you think.